if I may ask you, who was within your mom and your dad that really put this thing into David, which was giving? I think and I think you would agree, David, with people who come within the mentoring circle or become that mentor altogether when it comes to a human, whether it might be management or personal development, I feel giving is the biggest character that person has. So if I am to ask you, what do you feel? Was it your mom or your dad that you really took after when it came to giving?
I don't actually think it was either of them. It comes from the other way round. We learn from our children. And I've had wonderful experience going off on long treks with my children, letting them mentor me. And I think that's where, in some ways, we get the greatest value. This is not about, look at all my wisdom. A true mentor is humble and understands their experience, but is able actually to listen and to learn from the younger people who perhaps look up to you, but who you have conversations with. Mentoring is a two-way learning activity. And as soon as we make it one way, listen to me and let me unload all my accumulated wisdom on you. That's not really mentoring. If we can listen to the younger generation, it's a lot more helpful. Basically, the people who are adapted to live in the post-COVID world are not people of my generation or even the people in their 40s. It's the young people. They're the ones who have evolved to live in the world that is being created around us. If we're not listening to them, if we're not engaging with them, then actually we're becoming obsolete faster. And I think that this exchange between young people and older people is incredibly valuable as long as we make it an exchange. But if we make it I'm going to give you lots of advice, well, A, that's not mentoring anyway. Mentoring has never been associated with advice giving, even though some organisations in the coaching field try and say that it was. The whole history of mentoring is very much one that is non-directive. It's about asking questions to help people think. And if you think about it, if you give somebody context, you're helping them with the quality of their thinking. You're using your wisdom to stimulate wisdom in them. If you're giving somebody advice, you're doing the thinking for them. Which isn't really that helpful for anybody. We educate mentors to go into the whole process as a learning journey for themselves. And we know from research we've done in Norway that mentors who just go into the whole role saying, right, I'm going to help somebody else not make the mistakes I made, or the fully altruistic side, they tend to be much more directive and telling. They're desperate to offload all of their experience because they're afraid of it being lost otherwise. Whereas somebody who goes in with curiosity, and real interest in the other person, with genuine compassion for the other person, and is forgiving of themselves, that person is ideally suited to be a mentor.